By far, one of the fan-favorite characters out of the entire Skywalker saga, without a doubt, is of course Luke Skywalker, portrayed by Mark Hamill. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about The Rise of Skywalker is that we do know that this movie had a very tough production. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Kathleen Kennedy said this, J.J. Abrams, and even others like Chris Terrio, Bob Iger, Mary Ann Brandon, and even some of the actors and actresses like, of course, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, and Daisy Ridley, that this movie was a very tough production, not just as far as the scheduling goes, but also on the technical level. A lot of the CGI, a lot of the story elements that were being written into the movie, a lot of it was a very difficult process. But the thing about The Rise of Skywalker here is that we do know that this movie went through a lot of different changes and adjustments in order to provide the fans a different take on a Star Wars movie, and to have Kathleen Kennedy provide a movie that would be more catered more so to the general audience, which is very unfortunate because, I don't know if you guys knew this, but initially, this movie was 4 hours and 20-something minutes long in length. That was really going to be quite of a long movie. They even, at one point in time, wanted to split the film into 2 parts by saving the second part to sometime in 2020, which was shot down by Disney CEO Bob Iger, but I believe it would have been a very profitable thing for them, would have done actually quite well at the box office, and would have actually served them a great purpose in order to get more content related to Star Wars out there. So, what's really intriguing is, of course, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker and are moving on to their new Star Wars universe, also known as their new expanded universe, many fans have been very curious about what could have been before the reshoots and the rewrites of the film by Disney and Lucasfilm. Now, it's noted that one of the scenes that were deleted from the film involved a sequence that was shot by J.J. Abrams and George Lucas before the major changes were made for both, of course, Rey, Kylo Ren, and Luke Skywalker, where they would be in a scene together confronting Palpatine sitting on his throne. Now, it's actually noted that Rey would be carrying 2 blue lightsabers in the sequence to confront Sidious, similar to the finalized version, with Kylo Ren standing behind her and covering her back, however, this time. Now, however, Luke Skywalker's Force Ghost will be guiding Rey and Kylo and inspiring them to stand up to Darth Sidious. Eventually, Sidious would ignite a lightsaber, red lightsaber, and begin fighting both Rey and Kylo Ren. Ian McDiarmid was said to have a stunt double for many of the shots and the scenes, that even some CGI versions of Palpatine were placed in the scene in order to make Palpatine perform complex moves for the audience. At one point in time, both Palpatine and Luke Skywalker would even meet again and see each other, where Palpatine would feel threatened of Luke Skywalker's presence, and how he would be helping both Rey and Kylo in the process. The entire sequence was shot before the first phase of reshoots back in late 2018. That was going to be a very important scene to the plot of the film that would be placed to the ending of the film by Disney and Lucasfilm before Kathleen Kennedy decided to cut it from the film. So, the thing about this that seems like it would have been more proper to the overall storyline is that it gives us, the Star Wars community, a chance to see a reunion between both Luke and Palpatine. But not just that, it also allows both, of course, Rey and Kylo Ren fighting together in a literal sense. If you think about it, in the finalized version of the movie, both Ben Solo and Rey did not really fight Palpatine. All they did was they stood up to Palpatine, and that was about it, before Sidious says, the power of 2, pretty much, restores the one true Emperor, and he's able to use their life force to restore himself. And that was that. That was the entire mini battle. So, in this particular sequence, it would have been a full-on lightsaber duel before the first phase of reshoots back in late 2018, where Luke Skywalker's Force Ghost would be standing behind both Rey and Ben Solo, guiding them through the ways of the Force, and telling them exactly what to do against Palpatine. And the thing that I think really stands out to me the most here is the fact that Palpatine would eventually see Luke Skywalker in the distance. I don't know if you guys remember, but we actually talked about this a couple of months ago, that there was a scene shot between both Mark Hamill and Ian McDiarmid at one point in time, and that was, of course, before the reshoots. And to me, I think that, they should have really kept that in. It would have really made the fans very happy. I think it would have honestly been the highlight of the movie to have both Luke and Palpatine looking at each other, where they would actually have this moment of reuniting and Not necessarily in a friendly way, obviously, but, this is obviously a moment in which two rivals are reuniting, looking at each other, and, pretty much Luke Skywalker teasing that Palpatine's demise is on the horizon because of his guidance for both Ben Solo and Rey. To me, I think that's a very interesting take by J.J. Abrams and George Lucas and what they were really trying to do before Kathleen Kennedy decided to really delete a lot of these scenes to really change the overall tone of the movie. It's very unfortunate that we did not get to see something like this in the final version of Episode 9. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon.